Yo.
If you gotta let me know something, let me know. Let me know something, gotta let me know. If you gotta let me know something, let me know. Tired of flexing on you hoes, one of y'all gon' have to go. Hey, bitches flexing on the ground, but I ain't got rent. Shit, I got time today. Diamonds on my wrist, they on my neck and on my license plate. I never chase a bitch, I'm chasing checks. That's what
Non-copyrighted music. Non-copyrighted music. Gotta play it.
you can say. Hey, can you say it? Let me know. I never check the price, so if you stealing it, it's sold. I ain't an asking, but I'll go. But if I'm wearing it, it's cold. You wanna be like me, but you don't got it, bitch, I know. If you gotta let me know something, let me know. Let me know something, gotta let me know. If you gotta let me know something.
How you doing?
Let me know. Tired of flexing.
Tomorrow gonna be a crazy day, man. It's gonna be a crazy day, man. Crazy ass event tomorrow, dog. On Patrick Bet David show, man. Who you got? Who you got? Who you got, man? Let me cut this bullshit down, man. I'm sorry, I gotta play it because I paid for it. You know, hopefully you guys appreciate that. That's a little background music. It's bull crap, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can play some vibes. Let's see if I can play some vibes. Let me see what they got here. Yeah, it sounds a little vibey. Let me turn it down a little bit for you. Alright, yeah. Okay. We in the game, man. Shout out to you guys.
Shit like that.
Shout out to you guys for being here, man. So today, you already know, man. We talking about Candace Owens. We getting prepped for the debate. Candace Owens versus Andrew Wilson, man. That's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a really good one, man. Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, Andrew Wilson is a little bit disrespectful, bro. I ain't gonna lie. A little bit disrespectful, but I appreciate it because it's like blood sport debate, you know. It's a blood sport debate. We're gonna have a little fun with it, you know. But the thing is that I don't think that this debate is going to change anybody's mind. Honestly, I don't want to be a downer, right? Don't mean to be a downer, but I don't think that this debate is going to change anybody's mind. It's just going to be fan base versus fan base, man. People going to believe what they want to believe, man. But it's interesting. Hopefully people learn from this debate and not just pick sides because it's easy to pick sides. You get what I'm saying? Sorry, guys, if you're just stepping in. That's the background music. I'll pay for it. It's non-copyrighted, so we're going to have to play a little bit because it's unfair for me to try to, like, you know, pay for background music to settle the mood during these live streams while simultaneously not playing it because I know people get annoyed by it. But I try to turn it down as much as I can. Hopefully it's not impeding on what I'm saying to you guys or the stream. But I appreciate you guys for being here. So before we get into it, right, we're gonna play a little bit what Candace had to say, just to get people in the mood, and we're gonna play a little bit what Andrew Wilson has to say, right? He put out a public announcement. He paid that 300K. She wanted that 300K. He paid that 300K. But my thing is that I honestly didn't like that because you shouldn't have to pay to debate. Like, I mean, if you're really trying to get down to the nitty gritty and figure out who unalived Charlie Kirk, you know, who was involved, let's debate about it, you know. But paying money, I mean, if she gonna waste her time on it, yeah. Like, make me. I get it. But my thing is ultimately throughout this debate, I honestly think people got their own opinions. They're gonna stick to them. Right? Are they gonna be unbiased? I don't believe so. Even the fan bases are not gonna be unbiased. But Andrew Wilson already practiced his debates with individuals, man. He already practiced his debates with individuals already about the Charlie Kirk situation. And what I will have to say, I know what mostly he has to say about it is that is that there is no evidence, right? You got questions, but where's the proof? Where's the proof? I don't care. Okay, they lied. Good. Okay. What is the proof that they had something to do with it? That's all he's gonna still man an argument with that. Right? He's gonna keep the argument going with that. Well, if you have evidence, show it to me. If not, you just question the things. Tinfoil hat. Boom. You deserve to be you are a conspiracy theorist. Get out of here. Right? And at some point, I get it. Just like the 9/11 people. Back then they didn't believe you, just like the COVID people. Back then they didn't believe you. All right. By the time you figure out the truth, right, if it does come out, right, Kennedy assassination, if it does come out, nobody cares anymore. That's just what it is. Nobody cares anymore. So that does give Candace Owens a little credit, because what people don't understand is that these things happen all the time in history. But by the time you understand it, by the time they give out the information or the information is disclosed, everybody that has something to do with it they're not here anymore with us. Who are you gonna hold accountable? So what? It's already done, right? Get over it. Come on, move on. Right? That's 50, 60 years ago, right? Or in our lifetime, we won't understand it. We won't know the truth. But Candace is trying to do the unthinkable right now, because most people in today's time, most people in current times, as far as when bad things are happening, they try to crack the code. All right, they try to come out already and say something's odd here, right? Mind you, this is the same manipulation tactic that the government always do, right? Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're weird, shut up, be quiet. You should be locked up. Oh, why? Shaming tactics from asking questions. And I think that that's weird, right? If you can't ask questions, then my thing is, what do you have to hide, right? It's okay to ask questions, because asking questions got us Anthony Fauci being questioned, right, about the COVID situation. It got Kennedy's situation being disclosed. We got 9/11 being a lie and who was involved in it, right? We understand that now, but before we couldn't question that, right? But understand the tinfoil hat motherfuckers, the trendsetters, basically, we're always going to be shamed, no matter what. So yeah, Candace Owens gonna take the shame, yeah, of course, and that is Andrew Wilson's job. He's gonna shame her into, oh well, you don't have any evidence. Why are you talking about his wife? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Well, they lied about a whole bunch of things. A lot of things aren't added up. Yeah, but where's the evidence? That's what he gonna say. Like, mind you, I've seen Andrew Wilson. I watch him daily because I like him, right? Candace Owens as well. He literally, his standpoint is, if the dude confessed, they have his text messages. They have everything already aligned that points it out to be him. So what are we arguing about, right? Right? Big government, Big Brother said he did it. Big Brother has the evidence. Why are we looking at the why are we looking further than that? We should just accept what we have in front of us, and that's that. Yeah, it's a little odd, but that doesn't mean that these people had anything to do with Charlie's assassination. But one may ask, why would they lie about certain things if they didn't have nothing to do with it? Right? That's the argument. When you're not being totally transparent, you cause conspiracy. You can't blame Candace or anybody who supports Candace or have the same assumption as Candace Owens, if you're not being totally honest. So the thing that I don't like about Andrew, right, and he's going to do this in a debate because he's done it before with other debates when it comes to Charlie Kirk, is that you shame people for questioning it. People, right? I don't care if it's his mama. I don't care if it's auntie, his cousin. I don't give a crap. His best friend, whoever was there and allowed that shit to happen, or their alibis don't add up. Like, nigga, yes, you gonna get questioned. Yes, you're weird. What are you doing? Why are you lying? If you want to be totally transparent and you want me to believe you, right? You have you tied to the government. You're very strong people. You tied to, them folks on the, yeah. And guys, yeah, them folks, you tied to them. Why are you lying? At this point, we don't trust you, right? Andrew Wilson is going to basically shame her for not trusting these liars, right? Well, where's the evidence? Where was the evidence? Where's the evidence? Man, at this point, by the time you get evidence, everybody's going, and you're not going to get the evidence until generations. Generations is gone, bro. And I know that sounds like, okay, well, we'll never get the answers. You're not meant to get the answers. This is a problem. This is why this is a debate, right? That's why I put the caption as winning over hearts and minds, because ultimately there is no, when it comes to being conspiracy theorists, at the time we didn't have all the evidence about COVID vaccines. We didn't have anything. We didn't have all the evidence about COVID being a lie, but something was fishy. All you needed was to understand that things were fishy. Things are not adding up. I'm not taking a vaccine. Dude's a liar. He's switching up. Why are you lying? What's the motive to this? Who are you tied to? Oh, you're tied to these people. You can put two and two together. People looked at us like we were monsters, grandma killers. But we took the shame, of course, right? But we laughed at the end, right? But my thing is this: you can't get mad at the people that the trailblazers for doing what most people should do: ask fucking questions. It doesn't add up. Same thing with Donald Trump's assassination. It was weird. How was this kid able to get on the fucking roof without nobody knowing? But you can contact January 6th individuals who was just there. They didn't even enter the Capitol. They were probably there protesting, actually protesting without entering the Capitol from the FBI situation. All right, let's be real. We know what it is now.
Bruh.
But those who didn't even enter, they knew who they were. How the fuck did they know? How? Oh, okay, but when Trump's situation come up, oh, nobody knows anything. It's just he just climbed up on a roof. Yeah, okay, he did, right? That makes sense. So questioning that, right, is what Andrew Wilson is doing. Well, good old Big Brother, right, which is government. But good old Big Brother said that he acted alone. Right. And so did the person who assassinated Kennedy, right? He acted alone too. Abraham Lincoln acted alone. All them people just acted alone. Nobody, it's just a person just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm gonna climb on a roof, even though we got the most as much technology we need nowadays to find any fucking body. You can literally Google somebody, pay for a website to figure out somebody's information, where they live, where their phone number, anything that ties them to being that person. But they could, and this is the government, by the way, okay? They couldn't find out what Butler was doing on that roof. Obviously, we're being lied to, and we're tired of it. So, yes, we're going to ask questions. All right? Andrew Wilson needs to understand that. Wherever there's questions, as far as people saying I'm being totally honest, they're lying, right? Why do I have to ask you a question about your alibi? Why isn't your alibi adding up? If that's your husband, why don't you care about that? It's fair to ask those questions. Now, when you try to shame me into not asking questions, now I think you're lying. Okay? You're a liar. You're a liar.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh, that's his wife. Why would you ask her questions? She lost her husband. Good. Okay, now I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but I'm saying that her alibi's not adding up. Who is she tied to? Who is her parent? Did you hear what Candace Owens said about her fucking parents and not Aleister Crowley, but the other guy who was his understudy, which was in the military. He was in the military and he was close with damn, I forgot his name. Albert Pike, not Albert Pike. Let me look this dude up. No, I ain't gonna look him up. But yeah, he was tied into Satanism. But the thing was that her family, and Candace Owens made a claim that her dad and mom was tied to that guy, and I don't put it behind them. Like it could be a thing, but the thing is that questions are not convictions, and questions doesn't make you a bad person. You really want to get to the nitty gritty of things, you ask questions, man. Even Elmo know that, man. I got two young children. Even Elmo know that. When you want to know something, what do? Ask questions. But once you start saving people from doing that, you're no longer credible. Let's see what Andrew Wilson has to say, guys. Let's get it.
Let me give everyone an update of exactly where we are. A few weeks ago, Brian Atlas, a friend of mine who runs the Whatever podcast, offered up $100,000 for Candace Owens to debate with me about the murder of Charlie Kirk on his platform. He eventually raised it to $150,000, to which I said I would match it if we could actually debate on neutral ground. I expressed this story recently on the Joe Rogan podcast. Candace and her fans' reactions were volatile, to say the least. She issued a strange counter that I needed to pay her $500,000 and that TPUSA needed to, quote, claim me. Now, I don't work for TPUSA, so I couldn't grant that concession, as it would have been a lie.
Okay, quick thing, though. All right, like, most of the questions she's asking is towards TPUSA, and it seems like you're the barrier between her and them, right? She needs answers. You're saying No, you don't need any answers because guess what? You can look at the verdict. You can look at the evidence going on in the trial. That's enough evidence. Don't talk to him. Be quiet. Leave it alone. When you are the barrier in between those two, right? And I'm sure she knows those people, but you're the person now blocking that communication, or she's assuming that you are. It does seem like you're an op, bro.
Followed with an offer of me paying $300,000 to debate her at her home on the topic of if Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk and if he was a federal patsy or not. Obviously, this gives massive advantages to Owens, but I'm never one to back down from a debate challenge, even if I think the terms are fundamentally unfair. We entered into negotiations, and during those negotiations, Joe Rogan contacted us both, asking to host our debate. This is perhaps something you guys don't know. Obviously, I thought that changed everything, as that would guarantee the biggest platform for both of us to make our case on neutral ground. Unsurprisingly to me, Candace Owens declined. No control, you see. She insisted it be at her home still, even after Rogan said he would come in on his off day to do the debate, and I would still give her the $300,000. You would think if she was actually trying to change the minds of normies and reach a new audience, that's where she would go, but sadly, no. After many rounds of negotiations and a new moderator stepping in who assures us it'll be fair, we came to an agreement. I went ahead and sent the $300,000, and it has been confirmed by her staff and to us that it has been sent. I am going to clear the air on a few things. I wasn't some Charlie Kirk fanboy. In fact, I had my and still have my disagreements with him. But I always thought TPUSA did way more good than it did harm to the conservative movement.
I could agree when Charlie Kirk was
But I will never forget the series of TikTok invasions I did post Charlie's death, only to watch the lunatic left laughing and mocking and having the time of their lives watching the spiral of chaos that came after.
Very true.
It was enraging, to say the least. I know I'm not a very nice man. I get that. But I am a very kind man. I lamented many times to my wife how god-awful the family and friends of Charlie must feel about what happened to him after he died. Trying to find some new normal under intense media scrutiny, balancing duty and obligation with remorse, regret, and overwhelming sadness.
All right, I hear him, right? But you can't shame people into not questioning her. I'm sorry. At this point, that barrier has been broken. Nobody cares about, oh man, like, oh, you know what, like, you got to understand what she's going through. We heard you, but bruh, the veils have opened now. Nobody cares about that. She's still being questioned. There's still questions that need to be answered because I know she loved him probably more than anybody. That she knows him more than anybody. She had children with him, but there's people that really care about Charlie. So you have that, right? So if we're not okay with how things turned out and how things got the way they are, we should be allowed to ask questions because although Charlie Kirk, he did his thing, right? Turning Point, or yeah, TPUSA, they did their thing. We get it, but it took an audience to also push that, right? We also follow Charlie Kirk. We also believed in this message. But when it comes to questions, you can't shame us out of asking questions. Once you start doing that, then you're now an op, bro.
My stated objective for my platform, The Crucible, has been unwavering, and I've never strayed from its goal. Destroy the left. Take them on everywhere on their own turf, outside their turf, at their events, in their safe spaces. Challenge them everywhere and destroy their ideas. Yeah. Be unrelenting, never stop, and not one step back. This woman, Candace, has been terrorizing both the widow of Charlie Kirk and the organization he left behind. It's obvious her stated goal is to destroy the largest conservative college and high school outreach program currently in existence. Do I disagree with a lot of TPUSA ideas? I do. I would rather try to change them, though, than burn down the only organization in my lifetime to really get a foothold in academia, the thing conservatives have wanted for 60 years. In the following weeks, I will be relentlessly attacked from the Candace Owens cult for daring to put their leader to the question and for daring to question the questioners. I accept that as a side effect of challenging what has become a powerful industry of conspiracy peddling, true crime nonsense.
Okay, so mind you, this was 3 years back. Like, mind you, if this was 10 years back then, calling somebody a conspiracy theory was getting a person socially hung, right? Nowadays, that shit don't work, bro. We up. Like, us conspiracy theorists are up. Okay, let's not get that twisted. We are the now, instead of being a tinfoil crazy person, need to be in a straitjacket. We are the trailblazers. All right, we the first ones that question shit. And it's funny because we had a safe space inside the conservative inside the conservative realm, but now these people are. It's like it's crazy how the pendulum swing, bro. Like the leftists start to appreciate the conspiracy theories, although they are contrary to everything we believe. But they're cool with it. Let it come, right? I'm cool. Like let's question it. Maybe because they want old boy to get off, right? Let's be fair because they like criminals, but they're embracing us questioning the narrative while simultaneously our own conservative party, right, is telling us shut up, be quiet, don't ask questions, be quiet. You're hurting people now. Don't that sound like COVID to y'all? Don't that sound like COVID? Shut up, you're hurting grandma. Just wear the fucking mask. Stop asking questions. Get a vaccine. Bro, you got to understand that sometimes you got to take a step back. Okay, you could be wrong. I know that you're gun ho, right? As far as Andrew Wilson and things of that nature, but you gotta understand what the fuck you're doing. You sound like a leftist liberal right now. You're becoming the people that you hate. Questions should be allowed in any situation, and you're able to question the questioners, right? When I watched your debate against I forgot the guy's name, right? But Sneeko was a moderator, right? You said out your mouth that yeah, they did lie. Yeah, I don't understand why they lied, but do you have any evidence about? And you got back to the subject, but you got to understand those lies create conspiracy theories. Because if you're claiming, right, if I'm gonna back somebody and I'm saying that these people are honest people and you should, whatever they're saying, and you know, what I'm saying I can stamp that. If they lying, what do they have to hide? Because when you lie, you have something to hide, right? Is this an assumption of human nature? Correct. So how am I wrong for trying to piece this shit together? Because we as American people have been lied to, we have been herded like cattle, right, into what to believe, right? Even with the Epstein thing, right, we believed in Trump and stuff like that. I was a heavy Trump supporter until he told us to stop asking questions as well. Leave it alone. You're no support of mine if you keep pushing me to go into Epstein files, although we elected you for that, along with the other great things that you're doing as far as immigration and things of that nature, right? So yes, when you start acting like that, bro, you lose support, okay? And it's granted, you have to lose support because we supported you because we thought that you was gonna fix this problem. We thought that Hillary Clinton was gonna get locked up already. We thought that you was gonna hold these terrible oligarchs, these monsters, right? That has ties to Epstein, right? That's still probably carrying on with the satanic rituals and baby kids, you know, sacrificing things like that. They still probably carrying on the ball and all that. Yeah, they carrying on, right? We thought you was gonna get those folks, bro. But Trump reacted the same exact way Andrew Wilson is reacting, right? Stop asking questions. Believe me, bro. Be quiet. I know things don't add up right now. And then here come the other conspiracy theories, right? It's basically two conspiracy theories battling out with each other. Well, you know, Trump is playing 55D chess. Like, my nigga, at this point, I'm not going for that narrative anymore. Like, I'm not. He kissed the wall, my nigga. Like we gotta stop, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
We gotta go back to the Bible. We gotta get back to the Bible, man. Nobody's gonna save you, bro. Nobody's gonna save you. Everybody's tied to that place, to that one special place that everybody's tied to, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Even with the Charlie Kirk, yeah, everything's tying back to that situation. Biggest donors, yeah. Okay, it's mighty awkward, mighty weird how everything keep coming back from them folks. How am I wrong for asking questions? How am I fucking wrong for asking questions, especially when there's lies involved and things aren't adding up? You can't shame the conspiracy theorists because we're shameless. We've been shamed our whole fucking existence as far as questioning things. We've been shamed out of not believing 9/11. We've been shamed out of not believing the Kennedy situation. He was just acting a lone officer. He was just a lone person. We were shamed out of not believing the Butler situation. We were shamed out of not believing the COVID situation. We were shamed out of not believing the voter fraud issue in America. Meanwhile, things are coming out, and these Democrats are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that we don't get the remedy that we need to secure our elections in this country. We were shamed into not believe in the border crisis. There was no crisis. What are you talking about? How much time do you look when you keep? It's like saying the N word, right? You use it so much, it just disappears. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. Okay, nobody cares. Using racist, calling everybody racist, great. I guess everybody's racist. Carry on. Eventually, that shit don't mean anything. All right. You keep shaming conspiracy theorists, but we keep coming out right. Now, mind you, when it comes to being a conspiracy theorist, a tinfoil hat, or whatever you want to call us, we don't get our just due all the time, especially when it first starts out. No, you never get your just due. It takes years upon years and generations to wiggle this shit out. And then by the time the truth is out, guess what? Nobody gives a fuck anymore. Right? Nobody gives a fuck anymore. But we're tired of that. Right? The conspiracy people are becoming more radical. Why? Because we're used and abused. We're tired of the scrutiny, of the undeserved scrutiny when we've been right. Alex Jones, for a chance, been right about a lot of things. Now, I don't know his position about this situation, but I do understand why Candace Owens is questioning things, because things are very, very much so questionable. And I also understand why you are taking things at face value. Like, hey, well, if his fingerprints are on it, he did it, right? But it's the OJ approach, which when it comes to Andrew Wilson, let's flip it. Well, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, right? If a glove don't fit, you must acquit. Meanwhile, everybody in America felt like that nigga did that.
As a sycophantic and cult-like following. They have been at it for days, going through everything they can possibly dig up about me to hurt me, as there is multitudes of millions of dollars on the line for these creators, and they will stop at nothing to protect their interests, regardless of the lives they destroy along the way.
No, we're not doing that, Andrew. No, that's not like you. We're not doing that. You paint the narrative before you already get there. Well, they're just here that they just dug up everything they can dig up about me, and they're just trying to utilize it. That's called a debate, Andrew. That's called a credibility debate. All right, you gonna attack her credibility, or she gonna attack yours? Are you credible? Who do you know? Who are you here? What's your purpose? Why are you here? Why are you setting up against me if I'm asking questions about Charlie Kirk's assassination? You're okay with this information that they're giving you, they're force feeding you. You're okay with that. I'm not okay with that. Why is that not okay? Why can't I ask questions? If we lead to the same route eventually, I'm okay with that. But the fact that I'm asking questions is what's wrong. Yeah, I mean, I get it, bro. But you gotta understand, like, you already trying to play victim right now. We not doing that, Andrew. We ain't like that. Oh, they're trying to dig up everything about me. Well, yeah, they gonna do that because that's what they did to come up with conspiracy theories about the family. Okay, yeah, you got to dig that up. You got to dig them up.
Many creators and private individuals have reached out to help me with this financial burden, and they understand the fallout which is likely to come for me and my family for doing the right thing when it mattered the most. Now, to be clear, I have already sent Candace the $300,000 and fulfilled my end of the contract with her. If you guys want to help me in bearing that cost and help cushion the overwhelming attacks from her sycophants, here's where you can donate.
Andrew, you'll make that money tenfold, bro. I'm just being real with you. I love you.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I don't hold nothing against you for, debating with Candace if you don't believe in her theories or anything of that nature, right? It's human nature. I'd rather go this route with anything and everything as far as fighting with each other, especially when it comes to Americans. Other countries, they can eat a dick. But this country, yes, I'd rather have a conversation and see whose ideas better fits the narrative, right? I understand that. But you already been a contrarian to her beliefs. So why would people, like, as far as the people that support her, go against you now? Low key, y'all literally on the same side, but just not about this situation. Maybe not about Trump right now because Trump did go back. He did go at her for her disowning Trump for his malicious behavior when it comes to Epstein files and the way he's treating it. Yeah, that's weird. Very well deserved. Now you thought nothing wrong of it. Other people feel a different way. We're okay. It's cool to feel a different way because he's not Jesus. Trump is not God. He can fuck up. We can hold him accountable. We're the party of accountability, correct? So you can't paint this narrative as if everybody's gonna go after you just because you're going against this big wig. No, she's a big wig for a reason. She earned it. I think I think if you spending more time on the internet as her, like just like her, you'll be in the same position. But yeah, that's what he had to say. Let's hear what Candace had to say though. And I, this is an hour long. I just wanted her to get into the,
the floor repeatedly.
Hold up, let's get into it.
Now, what I had not appreciated until people began sending me clips of this Andrew Wilson guy following his sit down on Joe Rogan is that he is sort of affiliated with Turning Point USA, another person in their orbit that they're boosting, so much so that he's apparently hugging Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA headquarters. I will let you take a listen to what he told Joe Rogan during their sit down. Take a listen.
We offered Candace Owens, I offered her $300,000 to do a debate. I was like, we'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to murder Charlie.
Based on what?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to murder Kirk, that Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk comes out and tells me to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough. You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy too. When I went to the TPUSA HQ, and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there. The first thing I did was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, could you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of murdering and conspiring to murder and then cover up.
I understand, bro. I get it. But you gotta understand that happens every fucking day. That happens every day, bro. When a person is unalived, like their spouse, the person's closest to them. Usually, if they see the person every day, they get questioned. Not saying that they are the usual suspect, but if they don't have any leads, yeah, sometimes they are the usual suspect. You can't just say, "Oh, well, she went through this." Don't ask her questions, bro. They always do this. Now, understand that you probably don't understand how criminals. I mean, I live in a criminal invested fucking yeah. They ask family members, "Hey, do you know what happened?" Or they try to get information to where they kind of insinuate that you have probably something to do with it, even though you didn't. Right? It's kind of it's kind of fucking fucked up. But you gotta understand that we're trying to get to the bottom of this, right? And if you may look like a suspect, like you might. I'm sorry, we can't jeopardize finding the truth for people's feelings. I get it. In the midst of this ugly, maybe we might come out with the truth, and then Candace Owens is willing to breach that barrier to figure out the truth. Is it fucked up? Maybe. Is it brave? I think so. But you got to do that to find the answer that you need in order for you to feel cool about your friend being unalived. Okay, for you to feel relief that okay, maybe she's telling the truth. That's just for that specific person, the people that follow her. He was loved by multiple people of different races, different situations. So most people are not cool with the narrative. Okay.
Up, what happened to her own? I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, but given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to lay low for a little while.
1,000%.
The going out with the sparklers is not a great idea. Like, all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane.
Thank you, Joe Rogan, for saying that. People were going, yeah, okay. Now I'm interested because first off, I wasn't expecting Andrew Wilson to look like that. I understand, I guess, perhaps could probably guess how you magically fell into money to be running around offering $300K for a conversation. And I also now understand, having looked into it, why Blake Neff and Andrew Colvat seem to be boosting you on X. Now, for everyone who was like me and legitimately did not know who this man was 5 minutes ago, Andrew Wilson apparently had a presence in the manosphere debating feminists. And that would explain why he was appearing on the Whatever podcast, which regularly features these sorts of debates. I've been on the Whatever podcast. And
Candace, he is very entertaining and very, very intellectual individual. Okay, so I'm not saying he didn't earn the money. I'm saying that it's very well earned. Outside, I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do. I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy that he's involved with TPUSA. Yes, he could possibly, for sure, be involved with them folks. I get it, 100%. I will not put that past him. But is he entertaining? Yes. Could he hold a conversation? Yes. Could he hold an audience for long periods of time? Fuck yeah. All right, because I watch him, and I don't watch bull crap. He's a great debater. Okay, so they paid him for it, which is believable. But I don't know. You got questions for him? Let's see. During the debate, will he answer them?
On these debates, so is Charlie Kirk. But now, of course, for, I guess, either the right price or a chance at staying or being in the limelight, he's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there, tasked with defending Erica Kirk, taking over her late husband's company, a $250 million organization, while the kids are back home with no parents as she travels the country. Now, he's sympathetic to those positions.
Come on.
Now, Andrew Wilson looks to be about 50.
Damn, bro. Like, two things could be true at once, okay?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
If he truly believes, right, I'm putting my mindset in his mind. If he truly believes that she's totally innocent, she should be exonerated as far as socially, because she's not, being charged with anything. She's being exonerated by people who are assuming that she has something to do with it. And that's her husband. Like, that's her husband. That is her kids. One would say yes. Like, any logical person would feel like, damn, like, this person is being, like, accused of something, and it's terrible. Like, she's trying to keep this thing going. Like, this is a normie mindset. A normie. This is the normie, right? She's going crazy because she don't know how to handle the situation, right? That's a normie mindset. She's doing weird things because this is unheard of. She probably don't know how to deal with death. Her husband just got unalived in front of millions of people to see. There's people still joking about his death. Like, under that stress, you don't know what a person would do. So, under that standpoint, I can understand why he would give her a hug and feel so bad about that. Not caring about, oh, you should stay home, like, watch your kids. Like, it's a time and place for everything. All right. Sure, he still believes that, Candace, but logically, time and place is everything. Okay.
Years old. That's the best that I could do in terms of finding his age. Another point that I really was surprised by, because again, I thought this was like someone younger coming through the ranks. Worry not, though, because when he debates, he's always drinking a beer. So he wants you to know he's cool. His ex-profile pic is of him smoking a cig, because that's like 50-year-old man doing this is crazy. That's his brand or something. He's like Timu Danny Zuko from Greece, but with a potty mouth, to be sure. Greece was a clean movie, Born to Hand Jive. I actually really liked it. He chain smokes throughout debates, and he denigrates people so that people know just how, like, fresh to death he is. I really shudder at this prospect. Well, here's my counteroffer. Now that I know that Turning Point's in the orbit,
wow,
right? Andrew Wilson, currently trending on X, by the way, for having lied to Joe Rogan throughout this entire interview. This obviously backfired. The comments are amazing, making fun of him, and nobody buying the Erica Kirk slop, the Christian slop, trying to emote to make us feel like anything that's happened since Charlie Kirk's assassination makes sense, or that we should feel bad for caring and investigating. But anyway, he's trending because he similarly in this discussion with Joe Rogan lied in relation not just to me, but tried to like pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them, but then he also lied about them. He's accusing them of like laundering money and doing this on Joe Rogan's platform, absent any fact check. He just lies. I guess that's where they're at right now. Turning Point just needs people that are willing to lie. Nonetheless, like I said, I have a counter offer. He says 300K. Let's make it 500K. Right? I just have the hunch, this feeling, gut instinct that you're maybe being backed by Turning Point USA or their affiliates in this debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation. I mean, not with that smoking habit in today's economy, right? And given the fact that Turning Point USA has raised $40 million in one night off of Charlie's blood, literally encasing his bloody microphone at a fundraiser event so that his grieving widow could be captured by the camera standing next to it, I think 500K feels more appropriate. They want to invest.
Bro, like, I get it. She's acting fucking really suspicious, really weird. I get it, man. Like, I get it. And one will question why the fuck she's acting this way. All right? One will question his behavior as far as his connection to TP USA, man. I mean, sure, she's gonna want more money if she's gonna battle it out with you instead of the people that she really wants to talk to, because this whole shit could end with a conversation, but those people are not being transparent with this person because they think she's moot and she's annoying. Who cares what she has to say? They're keeping this shit up. They can literally make a phone call. I'm sure they all know each other. Why don't they talk to her? Why don't they ask questions? Oh, you were just his friend. Shut up. Be quiet. It's very weird, especially, I don't know, maybe personally they used to talk to her, but then they just stopped, and just all of a sudden they just fucking stopped. That will probably cause a problem. Oh, for sure, that would literally cause a problem.
You're their guy. Tell them that's what it costs. What's 500K between old friends, right? Also, my second counter offer position point that I'd like you to meet is I'm 7 months pregnant. So if you fancy a debate face to face, you're going to have to travel to me. It's common decency. No time limit in the debate. Don't worry. It will be live. We will bring up any documents or evidence that you mention as a part of this case. We have a team, so you can send links live. We are happy to pause and allow you to search for any evidence that you reference if the team can't find it for some reason. No tricks, as long as you want. Like I said, live, so anybody could see if we were trying to play tricks. As a 2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay? So you're just going to have to bring yourself and leave your cigs at home. And this is actually, I would say, the most important part for me. This is what has to happen. Third part here. Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning they must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case. Okay? No worming.
So this seems as if this problem with this conspiracy situation that she's causing could easily be fixed throughout them being transparent with her, right? It seems like they just try to shut her up, be quiet, nobody cares what you have to say. You got questions. I'm his wife. Be quiet. You shut up. I'm okay with what happened. I'm okay with the death. I'm not saying she's okay with the death. I'm just saying that she's okay with knowing who did it, right? She's okay with that. She's okay with the charges. She's okay with figuring out who, she's okay with the verdict. If that's the case, right? She got in her mind who did it. But Candace is like, okay, well, if he did it and you had nothing to do with it, why can't you talk to me? I was his friend. I loved him just like, not just as much as you. I don't know that type of love, but loved him as a friend, and I would go to bat for him, as I said I would, and she is doing that on her behalf. I would love a friend like Candace Owens that's going to bat for me. Don't give a crap who it is. Shit. She want to find out the truth. All you got to do is talk to this lady. You causing this by not saying anything. You're getting up on camera, avoiding Candace Owens. Still acting like everything is just all said normal. No. Talk to people. When you stop talking, things like this happen. Right? You cause it upon yourself. That's what I believe.
Away after the fact, they don't get to be, oh, we don't really know this guy, whatever. They're boosting you. You're at the headquarters teaching people how to debate. I got to tell you, from the outside, it kind of looks like Turning Point USA scraping the bottom of the barrel, looking for influencers. And they've now arrived at people who are just amoral, who will lie about what people have said and intentionally misrepresent their positions, and who I would say are not reminiscent of the honest debate strategy and style that was once employed by their company founder. I mean, Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. Here is Andrew Wilson, who, I'm not kidding, Turning Point USA says they welcomed him to teach others how to debate. Here's him debating a feminist leftist. Her name also happens to be Charlie. Take a listen.
Well, I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
But
yes.
Candace, you're taking out context. You're not having a fair opinion because it's not based in the context of this situation. When you watch this debate, this lady could not stand, right? She can't stand toe to toe with Andrew Wilson. She's missing everything. She's getting emotional. It's very hard for her to understand his points. It's very hard to debate an emotional individual while you shooting them in with logic, right? You're giving logic, you're giving them points to debate, but they keep getting emotional, right? To the point where she brung up his wife, okay? It has nothing to do with debate. It's that simple. But the thing is that when you look at it at clips, you're doing what liberals do. Like I said, it's a pendulum, bro. You got to understand that if you never knew who he was, you can't judge him based off this little clip right here. You're doing the whole Trump thing when he said good people on both sides. Okay, if you truly wanted to understand what Trump was getting at, you would have watched the whole thing. And you could have gotten that. He said he totally excluded the white supremacists. But in this situation, I watched the debate. He smoked her, of course. She got very emotional, getting very emotional during the debate. She called him out for a debate. Couldn't really debate. Like, she's just getting emotional all the time. Called her out on it. Brung up his wife. Boom, other clips. Assuming that his wife is a slur.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a dyke. Don't talk about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry, Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try
show
to...
your hatred against...
Candace Owens, you got to be fucking fair. She talked about his fucking... I would expect your husband to get on a bitch top the same exact way. Don't talk about my fucking wife. It had nothing to do with the conversation. What does that have to do with you being so stupid that you can't comprehend the argument? Why'd you bring up my wife? Why? What's the purpose? But you're saying that he's immoral for talking to her like that, although you don't know anything about his wife at this point. I don't think you know. You need to tap in a little bit, Candace. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people like him for a reason, not just because he's a chain smoking, trying to be cool ass. He actually has great debates. You know how to debate. I respect him. Bro.
Try to
them that they shouldn't.
Charlie. Did I bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
That
Did I bring your family?
5 years older?
Did I bring any of your family into?
Stupid.
Did I say anything about your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for
better
it.
than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit. Because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing, which is immoral.
We probably should have bleeped out a little bit more in that clip. I don't even know what some of those words mean, but that's him in a nutshell. Just kind of curses and smokes cigarettes and tries to denigrate people. And again, just to give you guys the proof here, Andrew Kovac claims they did pay him, but only to come and teach their students how to debate. Here's his tweet. He wrote, "Nope, he was paid for 1 day of the debate training for our students and campus debate team. He's not, quote unquote, being paid, but seeing how much they seem to hate that idea, maybe we should see if we can work something out. LOL. Oh, LOL. Great. I think we should work something out. I do." And Blake Neff sharing clips of him on the Joe Rogan show. does a great job on Joe Rogan dissecting several of the conspiracy theories around Charlie's death and answering Rogan's questions about them. Worth the watch. Okay. So yeah, that's my counteroffer. I want Turning Point USA on record, just to recap, saying that you are representing them in this debate. You know, that they're not going to shirk responsibility and pretend like, oh, we just paid a one time. Yeah, he's going in there and we want him to debate on our behalf. You will also have to come to me, to another point 2A. Obviously, you will not be chain smoking around me. And $500K, because they can afford it. We'll leave it at that. Those are my counter terms. Now, back to what I actually think about this case. It's just always going to be a running joke. Candace never has any evidence. I just find that to be amazing. It's just no one has presented more evidence. Not even the prosecution has presented more evidence than the Candace show. But we'll just keep doing what we do. Now, I have been very clear from the beginning that on the basis of evidence presented, I do not believe that Charlie Kirk was killed by a lone gunman. I do not believe that any weapon was fired from Low C rooftop. I find the most compelling theory on the basis of what I observed with my eyes, the odd trajectory of his shirt, which is the first to move. It moves upward and across his chest. The immediate breaking of his necklace before Charlie is impacted and moves upward. The frankly unacceptable idea that Charlie got hit from the front with 2,000 pounds of force, but miraculously didn't go backwards. He didn't fall backwards. No, he just went up and then to the side. And then Dan Flood continues him, pushes him over to the side in that same motion. 2,000 pounds of force. Okay. The double miracle, by the way, because also that not only did that force not hit him of that 30-06 bullet, didn't throw him backwards, but that bullet also didn't even go through. It didn't almost decapitate him, which is what would have been expected. It was just this little perfect wound on the side of his neck. Then there are the black shards all over the floor of the SUV, which transported him to the hospital, followed by the FBI's unusual rush to have that SUV immediately cleaned and resold. No interest in holding that in evidence, which is typical. Also, the mysteriously purged 911 call where someone is allegedly heard saying, "Get that off of him." I routinely and intentionally disobey that Orwellian instruction, as George Orwell authored in his dystopian novel, which is becoming our reality, 1984, quote, "The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Their final, most essential command is to tell the public, reject the evidence of your eyes and ears."
That's the devil. That's the devil. You see that every day with the women, with the boys, Sunday women, right? No, call me a girl. Call me a girl. You seen that fucking guy spazzing the fuck out because the police officers didn't say she or he, yeah. Now don't believe your own fucking eyes. Don't believe your own eyes, right? I get it, Candace. You're totally right. I'm on your side when it comes to stuff like that. I get it. No, this situation, we need to debate it out. And you're doing the right thing, right? You know your worth. You need to have that conversation, but I think Andrew Wilson is the wrong person. Is the wrong person to back up TPUSA. Okay, he's I get it. He is a nobody when it comes to you knowing the somebodies that was there. Let's get that clear. Andrew wasn't even there. So what are you debating for? We want the people. We want to question the people that had very weird reactions to what happened. Very questionable reactions to the assassination, him being supposedly hit by a bullet. Like, why'd you react a certain way? Why did you do this? Why did the FBI do that? Did you ask any questions? Why am I asking more questions than you? Why are you okay with what just happened? Just is what it is, right? That's a good friend, bro. I want my friend to react the same exact way. Okay? She's not wrong for questioning. Nobody's wrong for questioning.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to disobey the party command. No matter how many influencers try to tell us that our eyes and our ears are being overwhelmed, I still feel pretty underwhelmed. Okay, as an example of this instruction routinely playing out, we have covered Benny Johnson, one of the courtroom influencers who Erica personally invited to attend the preliminary hearing. He said this on his show yesterday.
Like, say what you will about Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson. We have Tyler Robinson's text messages. We have interviews with Tyler Robinson's family members. I know there's a lot of them. I know blood runs very hot
Benny,
on that
bro.
issue.
Hey, let me just let this out, bro. Benny, you are a fucking propaganda. You irritate me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying I don't like you. You're a cool dude.
Don't
family
go,
guy.
Mongo, shit like that.
But
shit
you
like
are
that, shit
hell
like
of
that.
annoying with those thumbnails. That doesn't add up to the content, bro. I literally sit there and watch you make a statement on your thumbnail, and then it ends up being a question after watching your content. Like, bro, stop doing the shit you do, please. You're irritating the shit. You're irritating this shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get it.
That's for me too. But we have so much evidence. It's demonstrable and empirical. You can see it. It's been confirmed. It's been confirmed through the devices. It's been published, and they have so much more. You've seen maybe like 1% or 2% of the evidence that's actually physically available.
Tell them to answer the questions, though.
We did not see this. We've not seen anything from his parents. We have not seen, we keep being told that we see it. We keep being told that it's there. It wasn't even so much as mentioned in the preliminary hearing. What are we talking about? Empirical. I mean, empirical evidence. It's demonstrable. It's overwhelming. Well, I'll tell you what is actually empirical and is interesting. And interestingly enough, it's something that the influencers left out about the 4K footage that they were shown. I've made it clear that I believe the person who is walking up the stairs in the maroon shirt is not Tyler Robinson. The person who was captured on TMZ's cameras in the maroon shirt is not Tyler Robinson. I still believe what I reported back in October of last year, which is that Tyler Robinson never stepped foot onto UVU campus. Okay, that claim has not been debunked. Now, although, as I said back then, I learned that he was around campus on that day. I don't know if that means he was driving people around. It's certainly plausible, but I don't think he was either person who walked up the staircase on that day. And I believe those are two different people that we're seeing. The maroon and then later in the day in the black, I think those are two different individuals. And to that point, by the way, of interest is that the UVU students have confirmed to me that there are no cameras outside of the parking garage. There's absolutely no reason for him to walk up through the parking garage. If you look at the layout, it's almost as if the people wanted to be captured by the cameras. If he had just, everybody knows if you go into a parking garage, there's going to be cameras.
Right, right. Hey, bro, that's crazy. Crazy thing was, bro, when I lived in Utah, I literally lived like down the street from UVU, bro. Literally. That shit was crazy to hear that happened. Like, dude, on a college campus, there's cameras fucking everywhere. Everywhere. How did that happen? How was that even allowed to? This is why I get skeptical. This is what I'm not saying that, you know, Candace Owens got it down pat, but bruv, this makes her shit more legit because me living in Utah, living by UVU, which is a huge university in Utah, how the fuck did this happen? They have cameras everywhere. How was he? Not even the cameras. He had top-notch security who are his friends. They have double skin in the game. Not saying that not only are they getting paid to, you know, protect him, they actually supposedly love this guy. How did this happen? How? Oh my God, it's foolish.
I just walked outside of the garage and went around, there would have been no way for the cameras to capture him. I'm going to show you that on the map here, okay? The map of the actual route that he took there is he just decided to go through this parking garage. Decided to go through the parking garage. Here's the route he could have taken with the same effect, just stayed on the street, never would have been captured. Again, it makes entirely no sense outside of wanting the cameras to see him. Anyway, what I can state emphatically is that if there is overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson did this crime, if they're sticking to that, if it's just so overwhelming that he did this crime, then we can state that there is objectively more overwhelming evidence that Lance Twiggs did this crime. Okay? Because Lance Twiggs has his DNA on the towel. Lance Twiggs has his DNA on the rifle. And to be clear, Lance Twiggs' DNA.
Let's talk about that. That's his boyfriend. Why the fuck did he get questioned? He was very. Why isn't he even in jail for just having conversations about murdering somebody? Why? Like, why isn't he locked up? Like, bruv. I mean, Candace is on to something, bro. I just got to give her that. I'm just being real. I got to give her that.
Was not as degraded as Tyler Robinson's DNA was on Tyler's rifle. It's Tyler's rifle, but Lance's DNA is more prominent. How does that happen? What is Lance doing with the gun? Did Lance go hunting with his gun or something? We learned that the Dremel that was used to carve the bullets belonged to Lance Twiggs. So if there's overwhelming evidence for one, there's more overwhelming evidence for Lance Twiggs. That's what I would assert, right? And when we did background checks and we spoke to people's family members, we learned and spoke to people's schoolmates. We learned that Tyler is described
more than the actual people that love him, supposedly, that was super close to him. Sure, she was close to him as well because she knows him.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It seemed like she did more for him than most people do. They just okay with the narrative, not asking questions, not asking about the weird things that happened during the situation. It's just they accepted it for what it was, just like 9/11, right? Let's just accept it. Meanwhile, at this point we know who was involved. Same people all the time. It points to the same, same archetype. But it's like when you stop questioning things, you don't get the answers you deserve as a citizen who's willing to be law abiding until you realize the system is against you. This system that you pay into is literally against you, right? I'm sure most Americans don't like PDF files, but guess what? They running your shit, gang. They telling you just wait for justice for me, right? Same thing with Fauci. He was pardoned. Wait for justice. No. Pardon. A paper stops him from being hung for unaliving people due to false narratives, false information, knowingly having false information, making you stay in the house. No, you can't take justice because you got to wait on justice. Matter of fact, justice ain't happening. You know why? Because Joe Biden said no. Don't hold him accountable. Wait, crimes against humanity? No. But he's pardoned though. So a paper is stopping the civilized people from getting in his ass. Yes, it makes so much sense. A paper said stop. This is nuts. We have more power than we believe we do, right? We have way more power than we believe we do. And we don't have to listen to the narrative, and nor do we have to wait on justice, because guess what? Let your ass miss a fucking tax payment. Let your dumb ass not follow the red light. Not follow the red light rule more than 3 times with cameras in your shit. Oh yeah, something gonna happen to you. You're gonna get disciplinary action, no matter motherfucking what. Nobody cares. But a man, right? I'm talking about Fauci now. This is one instance. Epstein another. Okay. Fauci could literally say, stay in the house, wear 2 masks, get a vaccine, do this, shut up, be quiet, take the vaccine, don't take it, get 3 of them, fuck it, get 4, get 6. Lying to your fucking face. Matter of fact, stay in the house. Keep your kids in the house. Put a mask on them in the house. Put 2 on. He could play with your life like that. Your business is not essential. Give up your business, sir. Shut up. Give up your business. He can do this. Live time. Get pardoned. Just a piece of paper saying that we can't charge you for the crimes that you put against humanity. I don't know where COVID came from. It must have came. It didn't come in a lab. It came natural. Gain of function research, bats, right? China virus. Trump was right. You did this purposely. His journal says it. His text messages say it. But the American people has to wait. We gotta wait on justice. But when it comes to you, Goyim, you fucking sheep, you pig, you follow the fucking rules. You know why? Because justice awaits. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. Next hearing, just wait on it. Dude's 80-some years old getting away with this. Epstein probably still around. Never know. Huh? That's another conspiracy, right? We are constantly being lied to. What you gonna do about it? Let's just wait on it.
As a quiet kid, a kind kid, Lance is described in opposite terms. He dealt with a multitude of anger and behavioral issues in his youth, so much so that he had to be removed from his home multiple times, living with other family members, living with other people. I mean, like meant to go live with other relatives who in the end also kicked him out of their home as well because of his behavioral issues. When your own family members are describing you as into dark internet stuff, saying that you've had drug overdoses, allegedly, this is the kind of stuff that, in my opinion, might get you caught up with the feds. No. And while it's not considered LGBTQ, one of the big narratives that has been pushed around here, absent any proof, Lance is the one that was submerged in the furry culture. Remember, he had a fursona named Luna, which is an avatar for your personality.
Mentally ill.
We should discuss that more, right? Lance's fursona named Luna. It's actually a character spelled Loona. I had received this email about Luna. The person wrote, "Dear Candace, quote, I wanted to share some context about a character named Luna from the animated series Hell of a Boss. Luna is a very popular character."
You see, this is literally like the American people's investigation as opposed to the law investigation, because at this point, the American people don't trust the law anymore, dude. We don't trust you to do your job. You let Epstein get away with it for a long time, sir. Ma'am. You gave him sweetheart deals. You let Anthony Fauci run around ragged during the AIDS epidemic. This is constant from our government has committed treason against the American people. Bill Gates, committed treason against the American people, but yet we're still waiting. We're still waiting. But this is what happens when you let the American people do investigations, because they don't trust you enough to send you the text messages saying that the person, Luna, whatever the hell that weird thing is, yeah, that person could be involved. They don't have enough trust to send it to the police or FBI because y'all full of crap. Right? Let's not even talk about Trump. I used to love Trump. I watch every single speech he had. I will fight tooth and nail for that guy. Ooh, but did he disappoint me? Oh God, he let me know exactly who he is. Okay? He was super, like he wasn't, well, that was one of his talking points, Epstein. Let the Epstein files go. That surely flipped, right? He let a little bit out. Let's be real. But also he did fight back against his constituents severely, saying that you can't support him and want Epstein. Want the Epstein files. No. You can't support him if you want everybody to be accounted for. As far as the people that was involved in this. No. Bro. Whoever we believe we're being governed by is way worse. Because the truth is stranger than fiction, isn't it?
Among members of the furry fandom. She is an anthropomorphic hellhound who normally has a wolf-like appearance, but she is also able to disguise herself in a human form and switch back to her hellhound form. A significant part of her character revolves around her difficulty connecting with other people. She is often portrayed as guarded, socially awkward, and emotionally withdrawn. She has trouble making friends, tends to isolate herself, and often hides her insecurity behind sarcasm, anger, or an unfriendly attitude. Over the course of the series, some of her storyline explores her relationships with others, her fear of rejection, and her difficulty expressing affection or allowing herself to become emotionally close to people. Because of both her wolf-like design and her personality, Luna has become especially recognizable and popular within the furry fandom.
Yeah, I know when niggas is mentally ill, they put too much sauce on just being a human, gang. They put way too much sauce on being a human, man. Star signs, fucking all this fucking bullshit. All the star signs is the reason why you don't talk to people, because your wolf sign is touching your caterpillar. What the fuck? If you don't get that bullshit, you mentally ill. Shut up. At this point, shut up. You mentally ill. I'm not listening. Nothing you talking about. Yeah, but the aura, your third eye, mixed with your fucking gypsy sign. Nigga, if you don't get to, I'm about to fire your shit up, nigga. You trying to confuse me? What you trying to do? Because this ain't working, gang. You're talking to the wrong man. I live real life. Niggas is dying. No, he didn't die. His fucking soul evaporated. What, huh? Open the Bible, please. Please open the Bible, my nigga, because you wildin'. God,
and online animation communities. She appears frequently in fan art, cosplay, memes, and other fan-created content. So this was interesting to me because I, a long time ago, very long time ago, back in October, told you that, among other things that I learned about the Robinson family, of course, this whole lie that Matt Robinson believed his son was guilty. Matt Robinson, when he went back to the apartment that Tyler Robinson shared with Lance, discovered that a bed that was not in his son's room, a dog bed, was put into his son's room. His suspicion was that the feds had staged that room. Well, if you're telling me that it's Lance that has a fursona that happens to be a hellhound, it would make more sense that this would be Lance's bed, Lance's big dog bed, that Lance was embodying this fursona. And when we looked further into Luna and this hellhound demon dog, that's literally what it is, a demon dog, we learned that the demon dog wears a pentagram as a necklace. And the series premise in and of itself is sort of amazing. This is what it says on Wikipedia. Okay. The series follows the employees of IMP, Immediate Murder Professionals, and an assassination company in.
Bro, so you telling me this is a coincidence? Like, bro, this is all conspiracy, bro. Something is up, gang. Like, when you look at this shit, bro, it's a world outside of what we fucking know. How many people knew that they was eating people out here besides reading the Epstein file? Nigga, only a few knew that. Burger King, not Burger King, McDonald's, there was a whole bunch of conspiracies. Nigga, what? How many people knew that? Not a regular normie person. Fuck no. It's a world that you don't know, right? The truth is stranger than fiction. But mind you, you are privileged not to know this world. Privileged because a lot of shit going on in there. A lot of demon fighting. Okay? A lot of people fighting within themselves. Fighting for their souls. Because they don't have a ground to stand on, which is Jesus Christ, man. You gotta have that. You gotta have that barrier. Okay? You gotta have that. You gotta have that rock. When you don't have that, you're just sitting duck, dude, for demons.
Hell that offers hitman services in the realm of the living on their many different jobs. That's just incredible. That is just incredible. Especially when you weigh that against the fact that you have people like the medical examiner's wife who is encouraging people online and on Discord to further lean into these avatars, to accept them as a sort of like dissociative character in their life. This can be separate, it can be sexual, it can be whatever.
No, that was a character. That wasn't me who did it. That was a character, bro. That wasn't me. Demons. These motherfuckers are demons. We're living amongst demons. Okay, y'all seen young Pharaoh yesterday, right? I showed y'all a picture of young Pharaoh playing with his nail. Demons. His soul wasn't right. He was easily corruptible because he didn't have a ground to stand on. He didn't have Jesus Christ, right? Right? He didn't have that. So his foundation is shaky. Any person could come in and make you do some weird shit. Okay? Could play with you mentally, right? I'm gonna give you a fair example. When a person tell you that they literally arguing with you, trying to shame you into believing that person that you see a man, he's telling you that he's a girl, and everybody around you, like his friends and the woke nature, is telling you that's a fucking girl. I don't give a fuck what you see. That's a girl. Until you say it, we're not gonna leave you fuck alone. You bigot, you monster. They want you to lie to yourself. You have to give up a piece of yourself to make them feel better, right? All you did was gave into the demons. You gave into the demons because guess what? That's what they wanted you to fucking do. Fight with yourself because make them feel happy. And when I will always say, I'm not going to hell for you, baby. No. I ain't going to hell for you, baby. I know you a boy. Ain't nothing you can tell me. Ain't no job gonna tell me what to call you, baby. You a boy. Hello.
I find the premise of Luna to be compelling. Lance Twiggs, why wasn't Lance Twiggs arrested, actually?
Facts. My question
Lance Twiggs' alibi, just to remind you, for September 10th is, I was sleeping. Has anyone prodded that narrative? Did the feds prod that narrative? Have they confirmed that he was just, sleeping?
Accept it.
Through the biggest assassination since JFK? It feels like something you could confirm, you could check. maybe some cameras, Gamma request some cameras to see if he was moving around that day, see if his phone had activity. That's pretty easy.
Nope. Only
Isn't it
January
at
6th.
least,
Nope. Only January 6 people. Only people that want to fight for their rights to their voter rights. Only people that want to stop. Only them people. Yeah. We can find them motherfuckers. Get back in line. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, young man. Go back to sleep. You're waking up. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. That's what they want you to do.
feasible that he wasn't? Plausible that he wasn't? Is it not possible that the note that was handwritten, which Lance claims he found under his keyboard and then took a picture of it, but then burned the note to hide the evidence? I'm sorry, what?
Hey, straight up, I ain't never heard this, right? I ain't heard this, man. I ain't gonna lie. But the fact that the shit that she's spitting, now hopefully she get on Andrew ass about this. And Andrew, you better have answers. You better have answers for everything. Since you want to stick up for TPUSA, Andrew, I need you to talk about this. Whenever she's talking about right now, Candace, bring this shit up. I need him to answer. Don't just say, well, they got us text messages. And that's not enough, the gang. You know, of course they'll say that. I don't trust the handlers, nigga. So whoever telling me to believe you, I don't trust them. And you got your information from them. So why do I care about what you have to say? The ones that I want to talk to are the ones that's pushing you in front of me. I'm trying to get through you to get to them. Mind you, she knows these people, right? I'm sure she had encounters with them. This ain't her first rodeo. She knows them folks. They can easily call her and they probably don't like the question. Don't question me. I'm above that. This is why she has her own podcast happily. She has the freedom of speech. And I'm sure they want to take that shit away from her because it's getting ugly, right? But ultimately, she got a lot of ground to stand on, and she has a motive to her. She has a method to her madness, right? She wants to understand why these people are lying. Why is there so many things that don't make sense? When you say, it's like saying the election was free and fair, but yet you got so many discrepancies. If it's free and fair, and you keep pushing this narrative over and over and over, and you silencing the people that keep asking questions, you're the liar. Okay, you're the conniver. All right. You trying to play me. You telling me don't ask questions. When you tell me don't ask questions, I know how that happened last time. The last person that didn't ask questions got 30 boosters up their butthole, and they still got COVID. Hello. Like, how that work?
Dirty, rotten traitor.
I'm literally going to ask questions. I'm literally not listening to you. You got 30 boosters up your butt behind, yet you still fighting COVID right now. My nigga, it's been 6 years, my nigga. You got 30 masks on and you sleep. How? Like, you driving, my nigga. Why you got 2 masks on? What you hiding from? You still on that? You know Fauci told you he lied, right? You read his journals, right? He pled the fifth like how many times? You still listening to that? Come on, my nigga. The truth is stranger than fiction, man. But we done with this, man. I don't want to hold y'all for too long. It's been an hour, man. I appreciate you guys for snapping in. We gonna get into that debate tomorrow, man. I just gotta get y'all hyped on what to expect, man. I'm hyped. I want to see it. I want to hear it because I do understand Andrew's sentiment as far as, well, I'm just listening to what the evidence say. If they don't say what you saying, then you causing conspiracies. You don't got no evidence to back it up. And then that's fair, right? Everybody deserves a chance to speak out. But I also, what she's saying now, from what we heard ourselves, nigga, she up to something, gang. She up to something, right? Why they didn't lock the old boy up? Why isn't his wife asking him questions?
Yo, what the fuck?
Right? This is how weird this shit is.
Shit like that.
You got a good friend asking these questions. His wifey didn't have nothing to do with it. Why didn't you have these same questions that she asking? You, if anything, you should be the same. You should be on Candace Owens' side if you Charlie Kirk's wife, widowed wife. You should be on her fucking side because she's fighting for the truth. She's asking questions that you should be asking. Why is she fighting harder than you? Why are you accepting this bullshit? Why are you acting weird? What's the purpose of this shit? I'm sure you know Candace Owens. I'm sure you met her before because she was close with Charlie Kirk. Why can't you call her? Why can't you try to figure this shit out? Why can't you be totally transparent with her? Why can't the FBI be transparent with the American people? Because we loved him just like you guys did. But my thing is that, well, yeah, you have personal relationships, but he was a figure. He made a statement in his world to where people could follow and be successful. People could follow the same mindset, which they are, especially a straight white male, because it was terrible to be that in 2000 and yeah, when the wokies were in power, yeah, it was terrible to be a straight white male, right? Blacks were against you. You got feminists. You got your own white women against you, right? Let's be real. Let's be clear, okay? Black people are, yeah, we part of the problem. Let's be real, okay? We part of the problem. I get it, but y'all liberal white women, they were destroying this country. We might destroy communities, my nigga. I'm taking accountability for this. All right, fuck all that either. I'm not with all that either. But I'm saying it right here, right now. But y'all white women are destroying y'all, bro. And they the real definition of white privilege. Because while black people were slaves, getting our ass whooped, white women was on the side, eating up, getting fat, getting good, right? Doing their thing. Benefiting off of both of our shit. We should both be mad at their ass. Because they was benefiting off of you and me, motherfucker. Not me. All right, I wasn't a slave. I got it. But I'm saying, my people, right? White women have always been benefiting off of us. Off the slave labor of men, period. But then they have the right to say, fuck you, you're oppressing us, I want more power. Your white woman is out of control. Your white woman is out of control.
Black people
ain't the problem, baby. It's the one that lays, it's the enemy that lays next to you. Now, to be honest, man, we gonna leave that here, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this shit, man. I don't do this shit for nothing, baby. I do it for you. You hear me? But I appreciate you guys. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here with Coast Gang, man. Be a part of Coast Gang. Join the wave, man.